Talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless, we will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Earliest Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here. I hope you enjoyed your day. I certainly did myself. It was a good me day today, for sure, but glad to be here with all of you as well. It is the 23rd day of the Diddy trial, and Kanye West showed up when no one asked him to. What else is new? Well, there's a lie, actually. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. There, let me turn down that music and take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. So right here, let me refresh this here. Okay, so live coverage. So is still going on. So this is live update 2 hours ago. Here we go. Sean Diddy Combs trial live updates. Judge considers dismissing juror over deceptive answers or residency. Combs faces 5 criminal counts in total, including 2 of sex trafficking, and has denied all of the allegations. I mean, good Lord Jesus, there's never a picture of him smiling. I mean, just, good Lord Jesus. I mean, this brother looked like he could be a Dwayne The Rock Johnson and have a little bit of personality, but this motherfucker right here, just nothing. Just nothing at all. Good Lord Jesus. What to know about the sex trafficking trial? A juror could be dismissed from the panel after he allegedly gave conflicting answers about where he lives. The juror had different answers to questions about where he primarily lives, either in New York or across the Hudson River in New Jersey. The judge is sidebarring with counsel to discuss. Kanye, the controversial rapper, known as Kanye West, I'm not recognizing him as that. No. Made a quick court appearance today. He told reporters he was in attendance to show his support for Sean Diddy Combs. Kanye. If I read that was only because it was in the article. But Kanye spent about 40 minutes at court, but didn't make it inside the court before it departed. Special Agent Andre Lemon, Jonathan Perez, and Anna Sanka are expected to be called to the witness stand next, a day after Combs' former girlfriend Jane wrapped up about a week of testimony. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline. Sign up for the Diddy on Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis. And of course, you can listen to the Dateline Nightly podcast. All right, everybody, let's get to the game doing what we do here. So 2 hours ago, judge cleared the courtroom in wake of possible juror replacement. Judge Smerian cleared the courtroom while he and lawyers debate the fate of a juror who might be removed from the panel. We have a sensitive matter in the courtroom, Smerian said, in ordering all spectators to leave. Okay, so this started, I think, Wednesday, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Either Wednesday or yesterday. So as you can see here, live coverage. So, normally it ends about 3 o'clock, which it ended earlier at 3 o'clock for previous days. Most of the time it ends at 5 o'clock, but they are still live in the courtroom right from the space right here and right now. Right here, juror could be thrown off panel. A juror could be dismissed from the panel after he allegedly gave conflicting answers about where he lives. The man had given different answers to questions about where he primarily lives, in either New York or across the Hudson River in New Jersey with his girlfriend. Earlier in the day, Judge Smerian had said he was leaning against dismissing the juror, saying there was likely an innocent explanation for any conflicting answers. But by the end of the court, Smerian said there were serious questions about his candor and ability to follow instructions. End of the day, jurors going home. Judge Samir thanked jurors for their time during this long week and sent them home. Thank you for your attention. It was a long week. We appreciate it. He said, do not speak about the case with anyone. Jane took active role in playing King Night outings, witness testifies. Jane was not just one participant in King Nights, but also helped coordinate what the witness said. She enjoyed wearing Tom Ford shorts and underwear during these getaways and made sure to visit a salon to make sure her hair was in the best shape, Perez said during cross-examination by the defense. Perez feels great about Combs. The witness said he left Combs' company, but harbors absolutely no ill will toward his former boss. Perez said he wanted to avoid any kind of legal entanglement and thought work for Combs could put him into such a situation. Last time he spoke with Combs was the day the music was arrested last year. He testified, I feel great about him the same way I did when I was leaving my employment, Perez said. Jane appeared to be a willing participant in King Night outings, witness says. Under cross-examination, the witness said he never got the feeling that Jane was unhappy or was an unwilling participant in Combs' King Night evenings. Jane even asked him for advice on fashion so she could look her best for Combs, the witness said. Defense lawyer Brian Still also got Perez to agree with him that these King Nights were on Combs' personal non-work time. That kind of distinction could be key for jurors as they weigh whether Combs uses resources to run a criminal enterprise. So here's the thing, right? This person, right? Perez, to me, I feel like you can't speak for Jay, right? And sure, the King Nights weren't on Diddy's personal time, but also too, just because it's on personal time doesn't mean you don't utilize your, personal dime or the company's dime, right? Because you can write things off. So I would say lies to that, right? So that's just my take there. Sourcing drugs was a part of the job, witness says. Buying drugs for Combs was an element of the job. According to Perez, the witness said he'd get cash from Combs' top security guard, Fareed Muhammad, in order to score Coca-Cola, Xanax, or Molly. He testified that Muhammad would submit receipts for the money he used to buy these drugs. Drugs and cash carried in a Gucci bag, witness testifies. The defendant kept cash, Coca-Cola, ketamine, Adderall, Xanax, and Molly in a Gucci pouch. So there was a Gucci pouch and a Louis Vuitton pouch. That bag was a must-have for Combs when he traveled for King Nights, the witness said. Kanye spent a few minutes in an overflow room. Ooh, Lord, can you imagine that overflow room with so many people from the press and just everyday people just looking like, what the fuck is your ass doing here? So let me read that again. Kanye spent a few minutes in the overflow room. Kanye caught a few minutes of Perez testimony in the overflow room on the 23rd floor. He and Combs' son Christian were close to the monitor, and Kanye removed his glasses, a local report said, to follow along with Perez describing his job with Combs. Kanye left without speaking to anyone else gathered in the room. So here's the thing, right? He did show up to court, but he got kicked out of court. So he came back to court with Christian Combs, which, by the way, did I mention Christian Combs has a sexual assault lawsuit case on him? And also Kanye West also has a sexual assault lawsuit case on him too? Okay, all right. So I just saw the letter 1. So a new update here. Juror on the verge of being dismissed, Judge Smearing said there are serious questions about a juror's candor and ability to follow instructions based on seemingly conflicting answers he gave during jury selection and sequential discussions with attorneys and the court. It's unclear whether he lives in New York or New Jersey, the judge said. If the latter, that would make him ineligible to serve on a jury in the Southern District of New York. The juror in question is a black man who sits in the front row on the far right face of the parties. He's been attentive and takes notes. The defense says it's very much opposed to removing this juror. Judge Smearing said he'll hold off on making a final decision until Monday when he can interview the juror one more time. If the juror is removed, he'll be replaced by one of the alternates. So this is literally breaking news. It's about 15, 14, 13. So literally 3 minutes ago, but literally 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, right there. Breaking news there. The juror is on the verge of being dismissed. So I think that's juror number 6, if I'm not mistaken. All right, back to our timeline here. And if you're wondering why this is in red, let me show you. Because normally when we go to NBC News, you will see it in blue with the timestamp when it's over. But as you can see here, live coverage is still going on of the Diddy trial here as we are live on tour. Okay. We read this update right here. Combs is engaged with his defense today. Rather, the defendant appears to be particularly engaged with his attorneys today. Combs seemed to be paying very close attention to the testimony of a federal agent describing the raid on his home in Los Angeles. Combs even handed his attorney a note while the lawyer was cross-examining the agent. Combs could be fighting some congestion, perhaps an allergy, today as he grabbed tissues and forcibly blew his nose at one point in the morning. Charming. Maybe some congestion, maybe it's catching up to you. That mental, right? The memories, the circumstances you caused is catching up to your ass. You're allergic to your own demise, motherfucker. Anyway, witness testifies he found sex tape on iPad. Perez recounted how he found a sex tape showing Jane engaged with another man as Combs watched the background on a company's iPad. There's the racketeering. Why is it on Bad Boy Records iPad? Why is it on the company's iPad? Bruh. That would be like if Amy and TJ got it on in his dressing room and, that pad was for like Michael Strahan or Robin Roberts or George Stephanopoulos, and they said, oh, here you go. And as Robin, George, or Michael start to pull up their rundown, they're like, what the y'all see this shit? That would be like that. Okay? So, bruh, like, really? So to everybody saying that, oh, he never used, company funds, he's never used company resources, a sex tape was on a Bad Boy Records company iPad. It says it right there. I'll pause for a minute so y'all can read it. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And like I said, imagine if they found that on a company iPad. Imagine what else is on a company iPad or MacBook or iPhone. Okay. The employee said he immediately brought up the issue to Combs and his chief of staff, Christina Corcoran. Judge Sumerian declared a recess and asked jurors to return to court before 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Assistant testifies staff had to prepare for a king night. Combs staff would typically get between 2 and 24 hours to prepare for a king night, an evening with their boss. Their boss would spend in a hotel with a woman, the witness said. Rather, food, a change of clothes, condoms, lubricants, and red lights were among the items commonly, Pat Perez said. Okay, so wait a minute. So there were condoms at king nights, but there weren't condoms at hotel nights and freak-offs? Because if you remember, Jane asked for a condom, and they said, I don't do condoms, right? So what's going on here? Kanye leaves the courthouse. Kanye walked out the front doors of the federal courthouse, got into a car, was driven away. He spent about 40 minutes in the courthouse, but never made it into Judge Sumerian's courtroom to show support for the defendant Combs. Of course not. Dude, he would be a huge distraction. Just his existence, right? And I am sure that some man who cannot stand Kanye West would have said, "What is this dumb motherfucking piece of shit doing here?" And Kanye would have went off because he has no control over himself, okay? At all. He doesn't have control of himself in New York, overseas, or in his own fucking mind. Okay? Okay, the piece of shit bastard should have been swallowed by his mother, Donda! This picture right here, man, I gotta tell you something. This man was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Oh my Lord, the many names of Combs, many names of Combs, many names of Combs. Perez worked for Combs between December 2021 and this past September 2025, addressing his boss with several names. The witness said he, at different times, addressed Combs as Diddy, P. D, and Mr. C. Love. I know he changed his name to Brother Love, Mr. C. Love. What's that all about? Former Combs assistant takes the witness stand. Jonathan Perez, a former assistant to Combs, took the witness stand for prosecutors. The 35-year-old native of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, wore a brown suit, black shirt, and black tie. Kanye has kept quiet lately. Grammy award-winning rapper Kanye has been keeping a relatively low profile in recent weeks before making his surprise appearance at the courthouse today to show his support for Combs. Well, I mean, he kind of has no other choice. Like, the fate of him being a father hangs in the balance based off his stupidity. So, like, of course he's been keeping quiet. This is probably the most quiet he's ever been, but don't get used to it for too damn long because he's not going to be quiet forever. Oils were a surprising find for an agent, and the agent said he never found large amounts of baby oil in his previous human trafficking investigations, asked if he ever walked out of a trafficking raid with boxes of baby oil. Lima told Combs' defense, "It's only been this one. That's why I thought." Combs' defense lawyer Ophelio said, perhaps insinuating that the president considered no consensual sex acts. No, and no, sir. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it. Because this dumb fuck, okay, said, and I quote, that one bottle of baby oil goes a long way, right? And believe me, I'm not joking. He actually said this in a publicly available documentary that you can watch right from this space, right here, right now. After this live, though, after this tour, okay, not now because you're on tour with me, but after this tour is done, watch the documentary, The Downfall Day, the indictment, available on Tubi. I want you to watch this as I pull it up, child. This is just really. So, baby oil is a sign of consent. To help him get out of this. Okay.
Are you really even doing that?
So go ahead.
Make some noise.
And take up space.
And remember that every dream starts the same way.
With a single step. DSW, a shoe for every you.
This is the type of indictment you would expect from someone in the mafia.
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. He is very eager to tell his story.
They're going to show that video over and over and over about what happens to women that won't change their stories.
His reputation is over.
The United States government, they start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment.
Now case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents the is over. Is over.
The United
Is over.
United States government. They start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents the downfall of Diddy, the indictment, now streaming on Tubi.
They call them freak-offs. But, you know, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
2 more times.
U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I
said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
Asked if he ever walked out of a trafficking raid with boxes of baby oil. I cannot. Kanye arrives at the courthouse. Kanye came to the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Bystander shot. Thanks for the support. Kanye, as the rapper known as Kanye West entered the building. Kanye confirmed to a report that he was there to support Combs. Prosecutor complains to judge about Combs, nodded emphatically. Maureen Comey, one of the prosecutors, complained to Judge Aaron Surian that Combs was nodding emphatically as his ex-girlfriend Jane and the Homeland Security agent testified. Brian Steele, one of Combs' lawyers, pushed back on that characterization, saying his client has been nothing but professional. Brian Steele, who is related to Stormy Steele, please, for the love of God, shut your ass up. Because, bro, did Judge Aaron Surian say that Diddy cannot be engaging with the jury in terms of any facial reactions that he's been doing that from the beginning of the trial? So he has not been a professional, Brian Steele. Shut the fuck up, man. Stop it. Sumerian, who scolded Combs' team last week, after the rapper apparently made facial expressions at jurors, told Comey it would be impossible to believe everyone in the courtroom, but made it clear we would keep an eye out for any inappropriate behavior. This defense team, they escaped me because I'm just like, I did not know there was jobs to be this stupid where you get paid to be this stupid. I had no idea. Truly. And these lawyers think they're going to have careers after all this shit's over? No. Kaput. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Large number of pals found at Combs' LA home. Witness testifies Combs kept an arsenal of firearms and ammunition designed to pierce armor, according to the federal agent who led the raid on his LA Los Angeles home. Long Pals AR style 15 weapons, Smith and Wesson rifles, Rucker rifle, Glock pistol were among the firearms discovered at Combs' Mapleton Drive home. Lamar testified agents also found 59 rounds of green tip ammunition, which is manufactured to penetrate body armor, the witness said. Remember when Christian Combs, I think it was Christian Combs, that rapped that the government was at the wrong house? He actually rapped that song. But Diddy's the smart one. The dumbness of the father falls to the children, avail ye much. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Hundreds of bottles of lubricants found at Combs' LA home. Witness testifies. Federal agents found 900 bottles of Astroglide and 200 bottles of baby oil when they raided the defendant's home last year in Los home in Los Angeles last year, Lamont said. Federal agents found 900 bottles of Astroglide and 200 bottles of baby oil when they raided the defendant's home in Los Angeles last year, Lamont said. Federal agents found 900 bottles of Astroglide and 200 bottles of baby oil when they raided the defendant's home in Los Angeles last year, Lamont said. Once again, what did you say?
Bottles of baby oil.
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. Attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. Where 1,000 came.
The U.S. Attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
The U.S. Attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
And 200 bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of Astroglide. Federal agents found those things when they raided the defendant's home in Los Angeles last year, Lamont said. The lubricants were frequently used during hotel nights and freak-offs when Combs directed women to have sex with other men as he watched. Witnesses have testified at this trial. In a nightstand, agents also found 6 envelopes marked K on them. All Lamont said these envelopes tested positive for ketamine, attorneys stipulated. You know, Diddy is really not that smart. I mean, to have 6 envelopes in a nightstand and they were all filled with drugs. Let's roll on. Government calls its first witness of the day. The government called Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent Andre Lamont to the witness stand, presumably to discuss details of Combs' arrest last year. Combs wore light-colored pants and a brown long sleeve sweater to court this morning. Defense wants to limit or bar testimony about pals. Why? That was founded in the raid. You don't get to decide what stays in and stays out when it's public. Once again, this is the dumb fuck defense team that Diddy got. Okay. The defense told the court that it likely object to questions about pals found during raids during Combs' arrest. Combs' attorney Mark Fellow called firearms a divisive issue that he'd rather not have on the minds of jurors. I'm not seeing how pals in a security room are relevant to any charges in this case. Well, because when, and you know, I mean, my Lord Jesus, I know I'm not a lawyer, but look at this guy. I mean, like, somebody gave him a law degree. Who's the school that gave this fuck a law degree? I really want to know. I truly want to know, because this dude has to be out of his rabbit ass mind. When the raids happened, there were pals with serial numbers scratched off. That is very relevant to the case because that's what the government found. So, of course, they're going to want to talk about it. So, no, they should not be dismissed from the case. Just like y'all want names to be public, guess what? Everything that Diddy does should also be public. You can't have it both ways. You just can't. You can't. Oh, my Lord Jesus, I just cannot. Judge wants to settle juror issue. U.S. District Judge Aaron Sumerian said he wants to settle the government's objections to one of the jurors, though there doesn't appear to be enough evidence yet to remove the panelist. Sumerian revealed the issue could be about where the juror lives. The government earlier this week said that panelist should be removed for lack of candor. My preference would be to hear from the juror, and it is likely we will hear a perfect innocent explanation, Sumerian said, adding that he wants to quickly resolve this issue and put it to bed. Court is in session. Court is now in session for day 23 of Combs' trial. Combs is in court wearing light pants and a brown long sleeve sweater. Here's what Jane said yesterday. Yesterday, Jane testified that she felt jealous of other women in Combs' life. She thought it was unfair that they appeared to get more from their relationships with him than she did, despite her folding to the pressure of hotel nights. Jane reiterated how much Combs pushed her for hotel nights, even after telling him she didn't want to do it all the time. Jane said the constant need to have sex for Combs' entertainment made Jane sore, tired, exhausted, and overwhelmed. She testified while she witnessed positive changes in Combs after Cassie's lawsuit in November 2023. Jane said she and Combs physically fought at her residence in Los Angeles in 2024. In that incident, she said she pushed Combs' head into a marble countertop when she was angry that he went on a family trip to Turks and Caicos with another woman. That was young Miami, as we found out. She later claims Combs later assaulted her in the hallway. Who is expected to testify today? Special Agent Andre Lamont, Jonathan Perez, who is a former assistant to Diddy, and Anna Shankar are expected to be called to the witness stand next. Jane was composed on the last day of her marathon time on the stand. Jane came across as firm and composed on her sixth day of testimony, only fighting back tears near the end of the day. Combs, clad in what appeared to be the same orange sweater and khaki pants he wore the day before, hugged members of his defense team when he walked into the courtroom yesterday morning during an afternoon break. Combs grabbed tissues and dabbed an eye before leaving the courtroom. Combs' former girlfriend finally off the stand after 6 days of testimony. So I think Jane beat out Cassie for the longest amount of time on the stand in this trial. Combs' former girlfriend identified in court by pseudonym. Jane finished her sixth and final day of testimony yesterday. During her time on the stand yesterday, she faced a series of questions about her relationship with Combs, including how it played out after he became the subject of a headline-grabbing criminal investigation in 2024. Jane told jurors she saw positive changes in Combs after Cassie Ventura, his former partner, filed her November 2023 civil lawsuit alleging physical and sexual abuse. Responding to questions from defense lawyer Terry Garagos, Jane agreed that Combs became more apologetic and attentive, less egotistical and cold. And that's everything you need to know about the 23rd day of the Diddy trial. Let's go all the way back up to see if there's any new updates here. Updated 24 minutes ago. Okay, so it just ended at 6:13 p.m. There was a little bit of live coverage, and this was the last thing that happened. So for those of you who come to our channel, normally you will see this when we're live on tour, but it was red because they were still discussing juror number 6 and if he should be off the jury. So right here, this was the last update. About 24 minutes ago, juror on the verge of being dismissed. Judge Sumerian said there are serious questions about a juror's candor and ability to follow directions based on seemingly conflicting answers he gave during jury selection and sequential discussions with attorneys and the court. It is unclear whether he lives in New York or New Jersey. The judge said if the latter, that would make him ineligible to serve on a jury in the Southern District of New York. The juror in question is a black man who sits in the front row of the far right facing the party. He's been attentive and takes notes. The defense said it's very much opposed to removing this juror. Judge Sumerian said he'll hold off on making a final decision until Monday when he will interview the juror one more time. If the juror is removed, he'll be replaced by one of the alternates. So this is the 5th week of the Diddy trial. So we are about to be in the 6th week. So this is really interesting, right? Because the jury is not sequestered at all. And usually as an alternate, you're told, just to, stay home and just wait. Here's the problem. Those alternates are not sequestered either. So they have had time to watch me, to watch Pam Esquire, to watch the lead attorney, to watch Attorney Simone, to watch all of us, right? And our commentary of what's going on. So now when they go into the courtroom, they might have a little bit of a different perspective because they've been able to hear so many perspectives, right? So with that being said, let's add some dynamic video here to the timeline from ABC News, Diana Perez, right here. Let's roll.
And Kanye West briefly made an appearance in the Sean Diddy Combs trial today. The rapper arrived with one of Combs' sons and told ABC News he was there to support Combs. He was not in the main courtroom and left about 20 minutes after arriving. Combs' personal assistant is testifying now under an immunity deal. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. His defense team says any sexual encounters were consensual. ABC's Rena Roy and legal contributor, criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd are outside that court. So, Rena, what's the latest here?
Yeah, well, Diane, I can tell you that we saw Kanye West walk into the courthouse here right behind us this morning, and our team got a chance to ask him, are you here in support of Combs? He nodded his head. He said yes. He then dropped off his electronics like all of us have to do going into federal court. He went into an overflow room to watch a little bit of testimony. He was just there for about 10 minutes before he then left. And interestingly, his arrival comes just a day after we heard from Jane. She was on the stand for days, an ex-girlfriend of Combs, and she talked about a trip to Las Vegas with a famous rapper. And she said that he's a friend of hers and that he flew her out to Vegas, and that when they were there, they were in a hotel room together, and about 6 to 8 people watched an escort named Anton have sex with another woman. And in her cross-examination, she told the jury that she knows Anton because she had sex with him in front of Combs. And she said that she flashed her breasts and danced for everyone. So the defense there was trying to show that she acted on her own accord without Combs in that room. Now, we don't know exactly who that rapper was, but definitely interesting timing here, Diane.
And Shauna, prosecutors say they'll rest their case next week. So what are you watching for as they call their last witnesses now?
So as they call their last witnesses, what I'm expecting to see is that they're going to testify more towards the RICO charges. This is the assistant who can actually tie together everything that's happened to show that this was an organization and that it was used to further criminal enterprise, if he has that information. And that's what I expect to see from the prosecution.
All right, Rena Roy, Shauna Lloyd, thank you.
And that's what I expect to see used to further criminal enterprise, if he has that information.
That was a dog. I'm so done.
And that's what I expect to see from the prosecution.
All right, Rena Roy, Shauna Lloyd, thank you both. And for more on the Combs trial, catch the ABC News Live show Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy, every night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Rena, Shauna, and Diana Perez there. All right, y'all. So here is the moment where Kanye West shows up to the Diddy trial. Now, like I said before, he did appear yesterday, got denied, but came with Christian and was able to get through. So.
Kanye West. Kanye, why'd you show up today? You think about testifying? Kanye, who are you in support of? In the middle, Kanye West. Kanye, why'd you show up today? You think about testifying? Kanye, who are you in support of?
That's from the Associated Press there. And then here is a little bit more of a fuller video of Kanye West at, rolling up to the trial. Oh, no, it's not. Yes,
it is. I'm sitting right now. She should have been sick one. Now we can confirm that. Now we can confirm that. We're going to build it. I got it. Is everybody on its way? Yeah.
So some excitement from the spectators outside that.
Tiffany got it and I got it.
Look right there.
Awards you have for the smile.
Hey, what brings you here today? Are you an iconic rapper? Are you in the freak off? Was Beyonce the girlfriend that Jane was talking about?
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
What brings you here today?
So I think that this is Diddy's childhood friend and producer. I think that's who we saw with the bald head in there, but
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
so as you can see, they're a very frantic scene. There from the Associated Press, rapper Kanye West, formerly known and still known as Kanye West because nobody actually calls him that name, shows up for Sean Diddy Combs trial but can't get in. New York City, New York. Kanye, the rapper known as Kanye West, briefly showed up to the New York sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs on Friday to support the hip-hop mogul, a longtime friend, but he was allowed into the courtroom and left briefly after watching the trial on a video monitor in another room. Kanye, dressed in white, arrived at Manhattan Federal Court before noon while trial was on break and spent 40 minutes in the building. After emerging from an airport-style security screen, Kanye was asked if he was at the courthouse to support Combs. He responded with a nod. Then he hustled to an elevator, did not respond when he asked if he might testify on Combs' behalf when the defense begins its prosecution as early as next week. Child, God forbid. He already got enough shit going on in his own damn life. We do not need to add him to this timeline, okay? Even though it was heavily hinted that it was Kanye West that Jay went to Kanye's freak off. Holy, court security did not take him to the 26th floor where the trial occurs in one of the building's largest courtrooms. Amidst their strictly controlled, with seats reserved for Combs' family and legal team, the media and spectators who wait in line for hours to get a coveted seat. The rapper was taken instead to a courtroom 3 floors below the trial floor. There, he observed testimony on a large closed-circuit monitor in an overflow room that was 1 floor below the usual overflow room, which was packed with media representatives and courthouse employees who heard erroneously that he might be there. As word of his actual location spread, spectators trickled into the room where Kanye sat in the front row with Combs' son Christian Abigar and another Combs support on a side of the room that was otherwise kept vacant by a court officer. Kanye looked around the room before abruptly getting up and leaving along with the others with him. Kanye didn't answer further questions as he left the courthouse, walking past reports, TV cameras, and ducking into a waiting Mercedes sedan. In the courtroom where the trial occurred, Combs 55 seemed elated and aware his friend had visited as family members, including his mother, watched the proceedings. He has pled not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges, alleging that he used his fame, fortune, and violence to commit crimes over a 20-year period. Kanye's appearance at the courthouse came a day after a woman identified only in court by the pseudonym Jane finished 6 days of testimony. She testified that during a relationship with Combs that stretched from 2021 until his arrest last September at a Manhattan hotel, she felt coerced into frequent days-long sexual marathons with male sex workers while Combs watched and sometimes filmed the drug-fueled encounters. Defense attorneys have argued that Combs committed no crimes, that federal prosecutors were trying to police consensual sex that occurred between adults. On Thursday, Jane testified that during a 3-month break in her relationship with Combs, she flew to Las Vegas in January 2023 with a famous rapper who was close friends with Combs. Prior to Jane's testimony on the subject, lawyers and judge conducted a lengthy hearing of lengthy hearing out of public trial to discuss what could be divulged about the January trip. Jane was asked if the rapper she accompanied along with the rapper's girlfriend was an individual at the top of the music industry as well, an icon in the music industry. Yes, Jane replied. Once in Las Vegas, Jane testified she went with a group, including the rapper, to dinner, a strip club, and a hotel room party where a sex worker had sex with a woman while half a dozen others watched. She said there was dancing, and the rapper said, "Hey, beautiful," and told her in improved language that he always wanted to have sex with her. Jane said she didn't recall exactly when, but she flashed her breast while dancing. Also, Friday, the judge said he was leaning toward moving a juror and replacing him with an alternate after prosecutors found inconsistencies about his answers about where he lives. During jury selection, the juror said he lived in the Bronx. The prosecutor said he told a court employee that he recently moved to New Jersey. Under questioning by Judge Arnson, the juror acknowledged moving, but he said he retains a New York license, New York driver's license, rather, that stays there during the week. Only New York residents can serve as Manhattan federal court jurors. Combs' lawyers called it a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror, and Justice Miriam was conflating that even if the juror is ousted, the jury would be diverse. So here's the thing, right? There's a lot of people that will keep their license. So I moved from Arkansas. So let's just say if I'm in Ohio now, do I have to get Ohio driver's license? Not really if I have my Arkansas license, because that still constitutes as me being a driver, right? So yes, indeed, there. And then XXL magazine. This face right here is everything. Look at this white man's face. Like, sir, what are you doing here? And by the way, does it look like Kanye has a soul at all? I mean, it looks like he just is soulless. Like, it's a body, but, no one is home at all. Kanye spends an hour at Diddy's trial today after allegedly being rejected at the door yesterday. By the way, look at this cover. Now, Glorilla is gorgeous. Sexy Red just exists. Moving on. Fresh out the Maybach, Kanye showed up to Diddy's trial today after months of tweeting support for the embattled music mogul. Why did Kanye attend Diddy's trial? Kanye, dressed in all white, appeared outside Manhattan Federal Courthouse in New York City on Friday morning, June 13th, surprising the crowd, people standing near the street as he pulled up in a Maybach. TMZ captured the moment he was in attendance to show support for Diddy, who is currently on trial for sex trafficking and racketeering. The rapper is a longtime friend of Puff's, and his relationship with the Bad Boys founder to action by put his friendship with the Bad Boy Records founder to action rather by attending day 23 of the trial. Apparently, Kanye only spent 1 hour inside and left promptly. As he exited the courthouse, a woman yelled, "Are you in the freak-offs?" referring to the drug-fueled hotel nights that have consumed much of the trial. Testimony from Cassie, to Diddy's ex-girlfriend, the GOOD music leader, did not respond to the remark. Yesterday, Kanye allegedly tried to attend Diddy's trial and was denied access, according to TikTok user Secret Service Sam, who dubs himself the hashtag #1 comedy journalist. Journalism is about reporting facts. So maybe #1 comedy, social commentator, maybe, but not journalist. But hey, that's the title that he gave himself, right? So there it is there. The controversial rhymer's appearance in court follows shocking testimony from witness Jane yesterday, in which she described partying with an unidentified iconic rapper in a hotel room last year while she and several others were witnesses to a male escort having sex with a woman while everyone watched, including the anonymous artist. What did Kanye do in court during Diddy's trial? There are no details yet on what happened during Kanye's brief court visit. If he was inside for an hour, the Chicago MC may not have even stepped foot inside the trial room and saw Diddy. He was he at the courthouse for some other business related to the trial or testimony, since he was supposedly turned away from entering the premises yesterday for an undisclosed reason. Today's brief appearance didn't offer any further explanation. Kanye has been pushing free Diddy since earlier this year, And his show, Us Support Today, indicates that he's staying on business until it's backwards. Check out Kanye heading to court for Day's trial below. It's right here. And that's Christian Combs right there.
I don't think I'm going to have any issue betraying anybody in this game.
I'm going to do my best to act with integrity. Welcome to the job.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Each week, you'll compete to become the snake, the most powerful position in the game.
I will pick you over anyone else.
I trust you. I trust John.
Sometimes you throw the grenade and walk away.
You guys are going to need me. Who's going to need you?
God's watching you right now. Pray and let you burn.
The Snake, Tuesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
Sit right here in the middle. Kanye West. Kanye. Yeah. Happy to see you. Yeah.
Wait a minute, can somebody tell me why I can spot the knot right here? Hang on, I'm gonna go back. Either way, that looks like the knot. So there was a woman giving kisses, I think. That was kisses over here, but that's the knot. I think that's him.
Thanks for the support. Yay, where's Bianca?
Kanye, do you think the Illuminati is behind this attack on Diddy?
And that is Christian Combs right there. Christian Combs also has a sexual assault lawsuit. And to the bitch on the side over here, Kanye doesn't give a fuck about your ass. Nor to the Mitches on the side. Kanye doesn't give a fuck about y'all. Thank you for the support. Like he gonna say to you, you're welcome. Like what the fuck? Shut up. I can't. Oh my Lord Jesus. Just I can't. Oh my God, Jesus. So see Kanye's wild tweets on anti-Semitism, free day, dissing rappers. A son to his dad for every son whose dad's locked up. Right or wrong. Kanye, it looks like you need to go to academy yourself because right, R-I-G-H-T, bruh. I wanted y'all to listen to Dave Chappelle's jokes very closely this time. Closely. So 2 words wrong here. This time, let's see how funny it is. Let's see how funny it gets when families are separated, especially black families. I don't think that's how you spell especially, right? So basically 3 fucked up words there. Please free my brother Puff. Free Puff. All these celebrity ends and itches is pussy. Y'all watch your brother ride. Never say itch. Well, we're hoping that you ride. And we're not going to say shit. And here's the thing with Kanye West. When he dies, I'll never forget when I covered O.J. Simpson's passing, right? I said, and I quote on that day, people, O.J.'s family, they lost a father, they lost a grandpa, they lost an uncle, they lost a cousin, lost a nephew, all that. But in the same token, there were some people excited that O.J. Simpson passed away. That's going to be the same thing with Kanye West. He was a dad. He was a brother. He was a cousin. He was a father. He was this, that, and the third. But there's also going to be some people that are happy that Kanye West is no longer here. Just saying. That's the quiet part said out loud. Take it how you want to. You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice. And damn it, you know why you're here. Okay? It is what it is. All that woke-ish ends addicted to complaining. Do something. And you don't complain about not seeing your kids and shit. Shut the fuck up, man. We all watched them try to cancel Chris Brown. Ain't nobody doing nothing. I was pussy then to Chris Brown till Chris Brown. It's till the wheels fall off, apparently. Diago. Motherfucker, if Diageo gave you a deal for some liquor, you would take that money because you broke, motherfucker. My Lord, just stop. All you please come at me. That's how we spot the wounds. Let these white people, Jewish people tell you to do what I say. Diago, y'all in advance. Charming. Slavery is a choice. You know, I wonder what would happen if he got kidnapped by the Triple K and he became a slave. Would it be a choice then, Kanye? They're trying to prove a point. Y'all know that. Y'all fucking know that. Saying laughing at the fucking internet on Instagram. This man gave his life to us. This is my idol, my hero. Wait, this man gave his life to us. Bruh, he ain't Jesus? Oh my God. Bruh, I can't. What y'all gonna do? Cancel my sneaker deal, cancel my record deal, freeze my accounts. Fuck all you in slavery's choice of speaking my mind, editing ish again ever. When have you ever edited your ish? Yeezy, I'm selling the Sean John collaboration that me and my brother spoke about before they locked him up. We split the profits 50-50. And this site was closed down because he put sticker t-shirts on his website. Free Puff. Sean John. And y'all, let me tell you how basic this was. I did this on Brady's Virtual Tour Live. We went to custominc.com, right? All I did was take the Sean John logo. Actually, I found a shirt, made any color, and then upload the Sean John logo. That's all this is. This is not a special shirt. You can literally do this on custominc.com. Like, it's, oh my God. All these celebrity ins and itches. He's pussy. Y'all say y'all watch our brother ride. Never say bitch. Oh yeah, it's the same. Same tweet. Same. Okay, that's pretty much it. Puff gonna get a call one more. I love coming up for a couple of years. Every couple of years. What the hell? Just for clarity, they're trying to make an example out. Puff, me and my brother had our issues with these white people trying to use Puff to scare kids, and I'm neither scared nor brave. This is just me. That's the first articulate statement you have said. You are neither scared nor brave. So ladies and gentlemen, Kanye West said he is not brave. Kanye West said he is not brave. Kanye West said he was not brave. I don't want to hear shit. You know what? Let me do that. Okay, so I got that screenshot there. Just in case. Kanye says, I'm brave. Bullshit. You said you wasn't on Twitter. Just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect money while he's locked up. So I'm going to send his half of the money to Justin. Whoever after Puff, we got to find out exactly who they are. Okay, play off the grid. My heart has not jumped one moment today. I got steel in my veins, God mode. God has nothing to do with you. Puff, we love you. Said no one ever. This is God's money. I'm rich for times like this. You rich. But yet you about to lose your kids, bro. God is the greatest. Our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. We can win it all without firing a shot. Elijah Muhammad. Child, this is just the male version of Milagro Scams or Candace Owens. I stood up for Puff and I'm still winning 20 Grammys next year and doing the Super Bowl. Said no one ever. Child, y'all can read all that. Child. I mean, it just keeps going on and 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 on. Lord. I'm a racist. Self-admittance is the first step. I don't take no unsolicited advice. Motherfucker, you don't take no advice. I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. You know, those kids really got a wish come true. They didn't have to see a piece of shit like your ass. Don't make no damn sense. Sorry. So those are all of his tweets. Yeah. Ah, my Lord. From USA Today, judge moves to dismiss juror in Sean Diddy Combs trial over lack of candor issue. The judge in the Sean Diddy Combs sex crimes trial asked to dismiss a juror 2 days after prosecutors raised issues about the man's alleged lack of candor with the court. U.S. District Judge Aaron Surin pushed for juror number 6 to be removed from the 12-person jury on Friday, June 13th. 6 alternates have been on the sidelines of the trial, which is wrapping up the 6th week in Manhattan Federal Court. Addressing the court, Sumerian said removal of the juror is required and added juror will be dismissed. The reason was several inconsistencies in the man's answers regarding where he lives. Sumerian continued the juror is unable to answer simple questions. There are serious questions about this juror's candor and ability to follow instructions. Right here, though it seems like a trivial matter, it goes to a juror's basic criteria to serve. He said because of the changing answers and inconsistency, Sumerian said it brings up questions about whether the juror was truthful in responding to other questions more directly related to the case. Defense attorney Xavier Donaldson objected to the juror's dismissal. What were juror number 6 inconsistencies? According to the judge, juror number 6 offhandedly told a member of the jury department that he had recently moved in with his girlfriend in New Jersey, where he had been staying most of the time. When asked where he lived during jury selection in early May, he said he was living in the Bronx with his fiance and baby daughter. So, girlfriend, New Jersey, fiance in the Bronx. So, which is it? And yet another interview, juror number 6 allegedly said he stayed 4 to 5 nights each week in an apartment in New York where he worked and completed jury responsibilities. He also mentioned living with his aunt in New York. What happened with juror number 6 before the jury entered the courtroom June 11th? Prosecutors reportedly asked the judge to oust one of them, known as juror number 6, according to outlets including NBC News and CNN. Per NBC News and Washington Post, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey told Serena she saw what appeared to be a lack of candor with the court from juror number 6 that raises serious issues. Alexander Shapiro from Combs' team reportedly pushed back against the request request, calling it a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. The Post and ABC News report, Combs, 55, was arrested in September and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage prostitution. He has pled not guilty. So, with that being said, Make It Make Sense was just live. He just ended his live with this live right here.
Make It Make Sense. Sorry I'm late. My unofficial producer was still dropping more stuff, so I was like, okay, I gotta add all this to the show. You will not want to miss this one. Like the wait, I don't like like the video's intro plays. We got a lot to get into. A lot.
I was listening to Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Thank you.
It makes sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense.
Oh my God, Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Let me work out all the things that you want. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Let me work out all the things that you want. Make it make sense.
Whoa, wait a minute. Go back. Let's see that one.
All the things in between, make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Oh, y'all see that? DJ Khaled.
No, this is the party. Oh, why? I just come back when everybody get it. No, stay. No, it's cool. I just come back later when everybody. I said stay. Oh, Diddy, all right, I'm here. I'm pretty personally okay. Where everybody at? It's just me and you in here today. Yeah. Now come dance with Brother Love. I mean, ain't no music playing right now. I said dance for Brother Love. Take that.
Okay, y'all. This day was crazy. For starters, we got a juror that got dismissed. Juror 6 has now been dismissed, and I waited in court to hear what was going on. A brief little synopsis of that. These people, they spend a lot of times with one another. They start to get comfortable. The juror had basically told one of the bailiffs, I'm living now in, I think they said the Bronx with my girlfriend. Let me see. I recently moved to New Jersey. Moved in with this girlfriend. Which doesn't seem like a big deal, but then there was a long break. And then he said that no, he was still living in New York. And he stays there 4 to 5 nights a week. It doesn't sound like such a big deal, but what it is they cannot trust you. Specifically, the judge said your candor. It's just us, so I can say it. Basically, the judge said you're either stupid because you don't understand a simple question like where do you live, right, and you won't be able to process legal jargon, or you are purposely being deceptive. Either way, you gotta go. So what does Diddy's team do? They bring out Xavier. And you know, Xavier, although I've met him now, he seems like a nice guy. He's the weakest link. The argument was gonna be that you are dismissing a black person. And the judge was not having any of it. It is too on the nose for you to have the black man come up and say, why would you be dismissing a black person? It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's very simple. If he was cerebral, he could have just said, oh, I live with my girlfriend and my child, but I also still have a residence in NYC. to lie about it, it begs the question, do you want to be here? Because as far as I know, nobody. Pearl definitely does not want to be here every day. Pearl thinks these people are nasty whores, and she's tired of it. Pearl, which I found out some other people are now calling her Pearl. Pearl is over it. Most of them are over it. I told you there's one I'll just say this. There's one lady on the jury who is, she tries to, get a little jazzy with it, keeps her hair done. But for the most part, these people are over it. You got the smiler, happy to be there. But in terms of Juror 6, it was, why are you lying? Even having Xavier get up there and argue that it's a black and white thing is crazy. It's crazy, and it was too on the nose, and I'm glad that the judge shot that shit down. Yep. Juror 6 is out. Now let's move on to shout out to my producer, who's not really my producer, but I gave her that title today as she was filling me in on all of these new things while I was traveling back to my house. Brendan Paul, the drug mule, will be testifying next week. I will try to be in the courtroom for that.
Lord!
I definitely will give it a try. My line sitter is out of town, so that means your boy will have to be up super, super early unless I can get one of these. There's like a new set of, like, no offense, but one of the homeless men who has been there since the beginning has now employed other people from his community to come and line sit to make extra money. So maybe I'll try to get with him and see if I can pay one of his people. And they're sitting for 24 hours, basically. Or no, like 12 hours. From like 5 to 5.
That's still a lot.
So let's get into this Kanye stuff, y'all. When Jane was on the stand, and she very clearly did not want to say a name. She did not want to say a name, but they were forcing her to give details. Absolutely. I don't like him. Well, you guys know this about me. Some of the charity things that I really like to work with are the elderly, homeless, but back home. But I don't like him.
Oh, wow.
I don't like him at all. He has an attitude. He's kind of like weird. He tries to say things to like trip you up, and he gets right in your face. He's very aggressive and easily agitated. I don't like this man. Shout out.
So for Mims to say that he does not like a homeless person, that should tell you something, because Mims, he actually came over to our channel. I was so humbled by Mims coming over to our channel. And he just seems like the nicest person. So for him to say that really says a lot.
Shout out to anybody who's enterprising, not enterprising like Diddy, but enterprising enough to start a business and, help some people who don't have a home make some extra money. But F him, I don't really like him. I don't mess with him. He just says these things to agitate you all the time. I won't say who, but a content creator who was sitting next to him one day said that he farted all through court. When I walked into the bathroom, he was taking a whole bath, but didn't even choose to close the shower stall. Let me get off this man. I'm sorry.
What the hell? Hey,
I'm going to try to utilize his services.
I want to see what the chat replay is saying. Hang on, I want to see what the chat replay is saying. Wait a minute. Wow. Okay, let's see what the chat says.
Kanye, and then we'll just put my allegedly banner up. But Jane was given all kinds of details.
Laughing
said specifically that this particular person had a private jet.
Like him, you know what?
This particular person had a wife/girlfriend. This particular person took them to a play, took them to a strip club, and took them back to their hotel, the Wynn. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. Where's the article? page 6.
So yes, right here. So Nene is correct. Not yet. The judge cleared the courtroom and decided to reconsider letting juror 6 go. So Mims may not know that, but that was the last official update we read from NBC News, that the judge is going to decide the juror 6 issue on Monday, not today. Now that report came out from USA Today. So what I try to do is I give you the updates from NBC News. I give you some dynamic video, give you some articles, and then we're kaput. Unless it's something like this that adds context, conjecture, and connection to the story.
So there's a page 6 article. Okay. I just want to make sure that she's clothed enough for me not to get in trouble. Okay, here we go. I want all these ads to stop. Okay, here we go. Kanye West gushes over most beautiful wife Bianca Censori on her birthday. I love you so much. Here we go. Kanye West took to social media to praise his wife Bianca Censori on her 29th birthday. Happy birthday to the most beautiful, super bad, iconic muse, inspirational, talented artist, master's degree in architecture, 140 IQ, loving by my side every day when half the world turned their backs on me.
I've seen better ones.
Some of these photos I can't show you guys. I want to make sure because she's too scantily clad all the time and I'm not. Here, sorry. Let me show you this one. I can't. I hate when Kanye dresses her like that. It makes it really hard because even though it's blurred, sometimes.
You gotta literally type in Bianca Censori clothed. Because it's just like, good damn. She was almost bare ass naked at Disneyland. We covered that here on Braylon's Sports Report Live, by the way.
Here we go. Okay. Kanye West's wife Bianca rocks teeny bikini top while celebrating 29th birthday in Vegas. Bianca is showing off her 29-year-old goods. The wife of Kanye West nearly had her entire chest on display in a barely there bikini top as they celebrated her 29th birthday in Las Vegas. In a video obtained by TMZ, the architectural designer strolled through the Wynn Resort. Y'all remember Jane said they were at the Wynn.
Yep.
After the strip club, they were at the Wynn. The architectural designer strolled through the Wynn Resort and Casino hand in hand with her rapper husband in a tiny black top and thin white skirt. Notably, she had on no shoes, which is surprisingly not against Wynn's dress code.
It should be.
West 46 wore jeans and dark gray. A second video floating around social.
It should be against their code because guess what? A casino, a lot's going on. You know, you got, plates being served, glasses being served, and, you can cut your feet. You can slip, because there's also a janitorial crew, mopping the floors and stuff. But go off, sis.
Social media showed Censori wearing a similar top as she blew out candles after her friend sang happy birthday to her. Y'all, this is them at the Wynn. This is them at the Wynn. So we have the same date, same time. But let's get into why this is so interesting. A lot of people said that this could be him, but Jane said, do you know anybody else in the lifestyle? We have now learned so much about Kanye. I don't think, to be honest, the reason I wasn't like really, really so keen on going to go find Kanye in a courtroom and all that, I don't really care about Kanye.
Yep.
And I don't think that moves the needle how the defense would want it to move the needle. Kanye has his own civil lawsuit where somebody alleges that basically the women that work for Kanye that he finds attractive are there to audition to be his wife or girlfriend. Specifically, this particular lady who, no offense, I don't really think that she was getting $1 million to be an assistant. And some of her job duties included going to, like, if Kanye checked into a hotel in Malibu, she was going into Malibu to go turn on the television and set up his Netflix. And she alleges while she was doing that, Kanye would be in the bed playing with little Kanye. So now we can infer that Kanye is also a cuck, just like Diddy. You and Diddy are allegedly employing the same BBDs. Y'all are employing the exact same BBDs to come and put on live shows for you and your friends. Diddy was a little bit more private with it, but they're not just passing around the women, they are passing around the men.
Yeah.
Kanye has recently come out and said, after
hang on, wait, pause. I know you lied. Kanye, this person that's meant to say Kanye. Not Kenya. Kenya Moore did not put out an album called Cuck, okay? She's not a cuctress, okay? Yay, put out an album titled Cuck, okay? Let me look that up. Listen, we try to cover everybody over here, okay? Listen. Because the last thing people need to see is see that and be like, Kenya Moore, no! Okay, so I just typed it in, and here it is here, okay? So the Cuck is a upcoming studio album, okay? I can't. And apparently, those are two K-men there. Child, I can't. Let's go on. Let's roll on back here.
Kanye admitted to taking advantage, or allegedly taking advantage, messing with his cousin. Then, he made tweets saying, yeah, I'm gay or whatever. I don't really know what it is about Kanye. What I can tell you is it was a lot of fanfare for Kanye to be there just because he's Kanye. And he doesn't move the needle in the direction that the defense would want him to move the needle.
Yeah, no.
Diddy is old school media hoe. Attention at all costs. Attention at all costs.
All press is good press. And honestly, if the defense got Kanye as one of the witnesses, you can just call this case closed. Because you know what Kanye would have to do? He would have to admit on the stand with the chance of, if he lies, you can be charged for lying to the government and lying in court. Bruh, like somebody said, I think it was somebody that said on the Jasmine brand this morning, we covered Kanye West. coming to the courtroom that Bianca's going to be the next one testifying against Kanye. And that's facts.
Kanye come in there and be a big distraction? Absolutely. Which is why they didn't want him in the courtroom. But if you're there for your friend, you show up late, the slow one stays downstairs to greet you, and they put you in your own private room so as not to disturb us or the people in the actual courtroom, and you leave after 20 minutes. You tell me what that is.
Damn.
You tell me what that is. Are you really there to support your friend, or are you there for the photo op? Because Diddy has now taken over, good, bad, or ugly. Diddy has now taken over for the past month, all headlines.
Yep.
Y'all tell me what you think. Absolutely. Alexa.
And I will have to agree. I mean, if you're really there for your friend, you're going to stay there all day. Because, I mean, who's booking Kanye West for a fucking concert? No one. Who's booking Kanye West for a TV show? No one. What record company is saying you need to get into the studio today to lay some tracks for your next album? No one. What fashion line does he have to create? Nothing. Child, that's wrong.
We see each other. We see each other. Why are we like this? Why do we do? I feel like there was twofold. One, Kanye clearly told Diddy about Jane in that room and how Jane was wiggling them things and exposing them. Definitely. That was one. Two, Kanye could not show up on that date because that's a direct pinpoint to Kanye being the person that Jane was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you come the next day, but you come for a total of 20 minutes when you have your own room there. You couldn't get media attention or fanfare really from being just in your own overflow room. So you left. Then it was, he'll come back and this and that, whatever. Who cares? You're only going there to support for the attention and because if anybody comes out with anything else that's similar to what Diddy has been doing and Diddy gets convicted of this, your thought process is you might be next.
Yep.
So why not come and defend?
Mm-hmm.
You over there saying, I've been wanting to F you. Are you part of the lifestyle? You flew Jane out.
Yep.
You knew what it was, but now we know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The cousin stuff was one thing. We kind of knew, Bianca was being made to be like a sexual object. That's why she had to get naked on the red carpet. But we did not know the cuck of it all. We didn't.
And the cuck of it all. And the cuck of it all. And the cuck of it all is. This is some fucked up shit. Fucked up shit. By the way, shout out to Anthony Hamilton, okay? Listen, The Point of It All by Anthony Hamilton is a lovely jam, okay? Listen, this is not my fault. Bill said the cook of it all, and I just brought the links together, okay? Listen, you saw the thumbnail. You know my voice, and damn it, you know why you're here. Let's roll on.
Not know the cook of it all. So now it begs the question, was Kim aware that he was a cuck, and was Kim part of the lifestyle too?
Hey,
I mean,
that's a legitimate question, but believe me, I truly believe Kim does not want any parts of this, and there are more people on Kim's side than Kanye's side. So
Kim ain't, practically a virgin like me. Kim is the opposite.
Ma'am,
of that.
stop.
But I never saw her being in that particular lifestyle. So that's
your ass is funny.
Now, all these things are alleged. But we then just did the Wynn Casino, the January birthday of the iconic rapper's wife/girlfriend. Y'all can, y'all do with that as you may. This is all alleged. Definitely hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe. We have a good time over here. We do the work, y'all. We deep dive in the mess. We don't shy away from it. I'm interested.
I just wanted to bring that little part up for you all. I'm gonna turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. Oh my God, child! What a damn show tonight! Child, listen.
Time is slipping away from me.
So what did y'all think of the 23rd day of the Diddy trial? Jonathan Perez took the stand, and Andre Lopez also took the stand. Anna Sankor we'll hear from a little bit later on next week. But the biggest thing that's trending is Kanye West being at this trial when his trial could be up next. Oh, and you know who would really be a good witness? Jay-Z and Beyonce at Kanye's trial. Child, and believe me, if Kanye goes to trial, we will cover it just like we do in this one. Like I told y'all, at this point, I think the prosecution has won, because you can say that Bray, some people's memories were foggy, this, that, and the third. Listen, trauma is real where you might want to suppress it, and that's what Don Richard went through. So from what we have heard, right, because the prosecution was really smart, we'll start off with Cassie, because she kicked off the big shaboozy, and then everything else correlated. I don't know how the defense can switch the tide or turn the tide, right? I don't think they can. I mean, you got Mark Afelio who said 1 bottle of baby oil goes a long way, but yet the government took 200 bottles of baby oil from the raid and 900 bottles of Astroglide. Like, the hell? Yeah, it's a lot going on, child. It's a lot going on. So we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break, and we'll be back with more Brilliance Virtual Tour Live right after this rolling.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward,
with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
I'm loving it. I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Brayley's virtual tour live, everybody. What a time we have had here. This is the 6th week, I think. We're almost done. Basically, y'all, we are getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the end of the road, as they say. Child, it's a lot. It's quite a lot. I don't think that after this trial that the world of media, culture, and entertainment will move the same again. I truly don't believe that. I just truly don't believe that. You know what I mean? So yeah. And by the way, congratulations to Armand Wiggins for being able to co-host on Way Up with Angela Yee. Congratulations to him. That is a huge, huge deal. And listen, at the beginning, middle, end of the day, whatever we don't celebrate, we won't be able to receive any energy to celebrate what can become. Amen. So just wanted to say that there. So yeah. 5 people in the building with me. Thank you all so much. So we'll hang out here until probably 1:45 p.m. and then we'll just head on out. But yes, indeed. So it's been a good time tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed this recap of the 23rd day of the Diddy trial. Of course, as you know, we will be back on it Monday. You know what I mean? So we'll be making it do what it do. Yes, indeed. So yes, indeed. So actually, let me play this real quick. I don't mind showcasing greatness. I really don't. Let me do this real quick here. And then we'll do the daily motivator and then head on out of here. My voice is sounding good. Thank you, Braylon, for that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Good, sir. All right, let me pause this here. And then bring this up. It's only about a minute.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee with my special guest co-host for the day, Armand Wiggins. And I know you want to shine a light.
Absolutely. I do want to shine a light. Actually, Angela, I want to shine the light on you today.
What? No.
Yes, you probably don't remember this, but back in 2020, you and I met on Clubhouse. And I asked you, you remember that? I asked you, like, how do I get into this space? I really was desperate. I was talking to you, and you said, just stay focused, work your way up people's priority list and network. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. And I said, hopefully one day we'll work together. And here we are, full circle moment.
Remember Clubhouse was a thing.
Yes. And honestly, it's so special because in this industry that we work in, it's really hard to get in the spot. And for you to allow me on your platform, I'm super grateful. And this is my first time on air. And you're giving me my moment.
I can't believe this is your first time on air.
And you giving it to me. So I'm forever like...
But you know what? You've been doing such a great job. And you have your own show, your own content. You have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube already. Yeah. You done made people mad, which... That happens though
get in the spot. And for you to allow me on your platform, I'm super grateful. And this is my first time on air. And you're giving me my moment.
I can't believe this is your first time on air.
And you giving it to me. So I'm forever like...
But you know what? You've been doing such a great job. And you have your own show, your own content. You have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube already. Yeah. You done made people mad, which... That happens though in the line of work that you do. People aren't always going to like what you have to say. So you got it.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to cry here, but thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you are about your purpose and not seeking contention. So while Princess Milagro Scams is in a trial with a queen of Megan Thee Stallion and will have a guilty verdict and will not be able to move mentally ever again, Armand is moving mentally, socially, spiritually, every other lead to the higher that's waiting for him with Angela Yee and being her all across the country. The lower that's available, Milagro Scams is going to, the higher that's weighing is going to Armand Wiggins. With that being said, let's get to the Daily Motivator and head on out here. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong in the broken places. Ernest Hemingway. Friday, June 13th. Actually, you know what? Let me come to Ken for this one because this one looks like it's going to be a good one. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, oh please. Thank you. All right, here we go. 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 Oh God. Okay. Getting older. There I am. Hey, good to see y'all. It's time for Daily Motivator for Friday, June 13th, 2025. Congratulations. Congratulate yourself today. You've journeyed successfully through all sorts of terrain. You've learned, you've laughed, you endured disappointment and loss. You've created, you've cared, you've given, experienced, observed, and assisted, fallen and gone back up. Take a moment to appreciate and admire all the energy you expended, the thoughts you formed, the feelings upon which you have traveled up and down. Consider all the people whose lives you've lifted and the value of your efforts have produced. Allow yourself to be inspired by it all. Feel that inspiration. Let yourself be motivated to do much more. From here, you are able to continue the momentum with such a record of accomplishment. Your potential for living is now greater than ever. Build upon the legacy you've created so far. Celebrate all you've been through by pushing yourself forward into even more of life's great adventure. Ralph Lawson. You know, I do believe the first thing I want to tell you is if you don't appreciate how far you've come, God will never send you anything to be grateful for. I will never forget that. My mom has said that. Steve Harvey has said that. My dad, many mentors have said to me, if you ain't even grateful for where you are, why would God give you more? So I don't mind celebrating Armand making it to iHeartMedia. Well, because one, I was on iHeartMedia on the iHeartMedia platform when I was 26 years old with Code and Radio, right? So I've already made it, but I haven't been on Angela Yee or Ryan Seacrest or Steve Harvey. Well, I actually was on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, what I called it as a caller, but not as a media personality. But what I'm saying to you, we are so selfish as a community to uplift each other that we tend to forget. When we don't uplift each other, the rest of the world will crush us and talk about the demise of us. We should be talking about the rise of us. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. We gotta celebrate each other's rise so we can all rise up. But the rising tide lifts all boats. Number 2, allow yourself to be inspired by it all. I am inspired by incredible humanity, whether that is somebody going down to the food bank, whether that's somebody, for example, I'll never forget this one story. There was a kid with autism crying, Universal Land Resort. I think we talked about here on this Virtual Tour Live, but crying. This team member got on the ground and did the same thing just to recognize that teen. And like I said, I'll never forget Zane when I was at St. Jude Hospital. And all he said to his mom was, "Mommy, can't I have some ice cream?" He was jumping up and down, rather saying, "Mommy, can't I have some ice cream?" And he needed a blood transfusion. So anytime that I feel like life is not going right, I think about Zane. That kid can still want ice cream and going through a blood transfusion. My life, I can get through it. Amen. And finally, the third thing I want to tell you is build upon the legacy you have created so far. I cannot stand a linear legacy. I want a dynamic legacy. I want an astronaut. I want a doctor. I want a lawyer. I want a technician. Because guess what? If everybody comes from TV, who we gonna call if one of us gets in trouble? So who's the lawyer? If one of our kids are struggling with a subject, who we gonna call? That's the teacher, right? So celebrate your friends and family who are trying to take swings and doing something that's never been done before. Because the more diversified we are, more of a great legacy we will have. With that being said, because my Lord, because of
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Because time is slipping away. It's time for me to slip away. With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always one of us, and trust you may not be where you want to be, but anyway, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one thing to call yourself is nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, rise up to be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you just recognize that, listen, do you really need that much damn Astroglide? Lord Jesus, make sure the replay is not just right for you watching, not just right for you listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you, I value you, I embrace you. I always remember, receive love, God, give it, receive love, God, give it, receive love, God, give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, celebrate everybody who is trying. Now, I know there's this thing called, participation trophies and stuff, but let me tell you something. Some people who are showing up and giving their best are way better than the ones who are winning, but they ain't putting in a lick worth of shit to showcase that they've done the work. If we don't celebrate who is showing up and at least giving a fuck, then what's the point of opening up opportunities for people? Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessing on the way for you, me, and all of us as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, You rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort. where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.